I received more dividends this month than I ever have in over 16 years of investing, and the taxman's claw senses a bumper payday and he is already emerging from his lair. The smell of all that money is sending him wild, and it won't be long before he tracks me down and grabs my cash. I can almost hear his footsteps approaching and there is nothing I can do. In this video, I'll reveal how much I received from both share dividends and premium bond prizes, and if you stay to the end, I'll discuss what I've been buying this month. September is one of the best months for dividends. I started investing way back in 2009, and in the September of that year, I received no dividends at all. It takes time to get the ball rolling when you begin your investing journey, but I stuck at it, putting spare money in each month. In the September of 2010, Barclays paid me £45, and in the following year I had added AstraZeneca, BP and an LED lighting company which paid me a total of £190. Let's fast forward to the September of 2025 to see how much passive income I'm receiving today by simply investing consistently over time. This is not investment advice, and I'm simply showing you my own journey. On the 8th of September, the first company to pay out was AstraZeneca. The shares are up 3.5% this year. The dividend yield is 2.2% spread over 2 payments a year. When I first started buying AstraZeneca towards the start of my journey, they were around £28 a share, which I thought was quite pricey at the time, but today they are over £110 a share. Dividend history looks robust, and like nearly all the companies I own, I plan to hold this one for the long time. This month, AstraZeneca paid out a total of £175. To see how much I hold in each company mentioned, I've listed the totals in the video description, along with some offers of products I use which could save you some money. On the 9th of September, I received a present from Lloyds Banking Group. The shares are up an incredible 50% this year. The dividend is decent at 4%, spread over 2 payments a year. As you would expect in the banking sector, dividend payments can be somewhat inconsistent, but over the last 5 years they have been rising nicely. This month, Lloyds Banking Group paid out a total of £215. On the 11th, it was the turn of RELX to reward its shareholders. The shares have fallen 5% so far this year, and the dividend is very small at 1.8%. As you can see here, RELX has an excellent track record of raising a dividend year after year, a very good sign indeed. This month, RELX paid out a total of £30. On the 12th, I received a large envelope of cash from Unilever. The shares are down nearly 4% this year, and the dividend is 3.5%. Unilever is one of several companies which pay out 4 times a year. You can see here that dividends per share have been rising over the long term, but have been fairly stable over the last 5 or 6 years. This month, Unilever paid out a not too shabby £340. If you find these videos useful, then please hit the like button and consider subscribing to be notified when I release future videos. On the 16th, it was the turn of Barclays to pay me some money for simply holding their shares. Just like Lloyds, they have done well this year, up over 42%. The yield is fairly low at 2.2%, but over the last 5 years, they have been raising the dividend steadily. This month, Barclays paid out a total of £250. On the 17th, I received a bonus from the London Stock Exchange Group. The shares have not had a good year, however, and are down 28%. There is a small dividend of 1.8% spread over 2 payments. This company does have an excellent track record of raising the dividend. I've not owned the shares for long, however. This month, the London Stock Exchange Group paid me a total of £25. On the 18th, it was the turn of Haleon to pay dividends to their shareholders. The shares are down nearly 13% this year. This company was spun off by GSK a few years ago, but is a member of the FTSE 100. It pays a small dividend of 2.1% a year, and as you can see here, the dividends are rising nicely. This month, Haleon paid out a total of £40. On the 18th, I received a windfall from SSE for doing absolutely nothing. Passive income is the money you make while you sleep. The shares are up 5.4% this year, and a dividend is above average at 3.8% spread over 2 payments a year. Dividends per share have fluctuated somewhat in recent years, but I'm happy to hold for the long term. This month, SSE paid out a total of £325. If you want to get the ball rolling on your own investing journey and perhaps receive dividends every month like I do, then why not open an account with the really cost-effective platform Trading 212? They will give you a free fractional share worth up to £100 if you sign up using the link in the video description. On the 18th, I received a payment from Royce. They are up over 100% this year. The dividend is very small because, as you can see here, they have only restarted dividend payments fairly recently, but this should hopefully grow over time. This month, Royce paid out a total of £370. On the 19th, it was the turn of BP to send a stack of cash my way. The shares are up 10.6% this year, and BP pays quarterly dividends. The annual yield is a very healthy 5.5%. The oil sector can be quite volatile, but BP has been raising its dividends over the last few years. This month, BP paid out a huge dividend of £415. You see, when you buy shares in a company, you become a part owner, and when the company makes a profit, you will have a share in that profit too. On the 22nd, it was the turn of Shell to pay me some passive income. The shares are up 8% this year, and the dividend yield is a decent 4% spread over 4 payments. Dividends have been rising steadily. This month, Shell paid out a total of £335. On the 24th, I received some dividends from an ETF called IUSA. This one gives me exposure to the 500 largest listed companies in the US. This ETF is up 3.4% this year and pays a small dividend of 1%. I buy this one mainly for capital growth and not dividends. This month, IUSA paid out a total of £170. Also on the 24th, another ETF paid out. This one tracks a complete FTSE 100, and sometimes when I can't find specific bargains, I'll simply just add more to this one. The price is up 12% and a dividend is 3.4% spread over 4 payments. Here are the historical dividends per share. This month, ISF paid out a total of £265. On the 25th, I received some money from Rio Tinto. The shares are up slightly this year, but the dividend is decent at 5.8% spread over 2 payments. Mining can be a volatile sector, so expect payments to fluctuate. This month, Rio Tinto paid out a total of £195. On the 26th, it was the turn of HSBC to pay out. Like the other banks, it's done well this year, up an impressive 32%. The dividend yield is a decent 4.8% spread over 4 payments a year. As you can see here, since 2020, the dividends per share have been growing steadily. This month, HSBC paid out a total of £130. On the 30th, I received a dividend from Imperial Brands. The shares are up over 22% this year, and the dividend is high at nearly 6% spread over 4 payments. Dividend history has remained stable for the last few years. This month, Imperial Brands paid out a total of £185. Now, I could of course just go out and squander all this money, but for now I'll just reinvest it back in to buy more shares. That's how compounding works. A small tree today becomes a huge forest tomorrow. And now onto the premium bond draw. I only use premium bonds as my emergency fund, kept out of the market on purpose. So hopefully I never need to sell my shares and can allow them to compound over time. The headline price rate is 3.6%. There is 1 draw a month, you have easy access to your money, and there is a chance to win £1 million each month, and all winnings are tax-free. The first £1 million winner this September was based in County Durham and held a maximum of £50,000 in bonds. The second lucky winner of the £1 million prize was based in Cumbria, also with a maximum of £50,000 in bonds. No £1 million for me this month, but I did at least manage to win a single prize of £25. The bar on the left shows my expected winnings this year so far with 50k invested, and the bar on the right shows what I've actually won. As you can see, I'm well behind at the moment, but there are still 3 months of the year left and we'll see what happens. So the total passive income this month was £3,490, my biggest monthly total ever. And here comes the dreaded taxman's claw to take some of this money away. I've a feeling it's going to be his record-breaking month also. Fortunately, nearly all my dividends are protected inside a stocks and shares ISA, but I tend to fill this each year, and any extra investing must be kept outside in a general investment account. Royce and IUSA are outside the ISA, unfortunately, and I will have to pay tax on those dividends at my marginal rate. This means that I have to pay £180 this month to the claw. And there he goes, running off into the sunset with my money. He's happy now, but I've a feeling he'll be back for more very soon. Now for my passive income summary. The green bars on this graph show my passive income for the first 9 months of last year, and the blue bars are for this year. All figures are after tax, so you can see how much I actually get to keep. This chart shows how my average monthly dividends have changed since I started in 2009. This is just share dividends and does not include premium bond prizes. I find it really motivating to see the average monthly dividends rise over time. At the time of this video, I'm receiving an average of £1,530 per month in share dividends after tax. It's important to remember that dividends are only part of the story. There is capital growth as well, which makes up the main part of my total return. Let's look at the full picture for 2025. At the start of the year, the portfolio stood at 512k, and at the time of this video, it's increased to 653k. The total amount of new money I put in from wages and savings this year is 22k. I put more in than normal during the April downturn to try and capitalise on lower prices. This gives me a net gain of 118k over the last 9 months. So despite all the stock market turmoil earlier this year, the portfolio has done fairly well. These are of course unrealised gains as I haven't sold anything yet. Before I reveal what I've been buying this month, these are the companies and index funds which I own and which will be paying out in October. There are 7 of them altogether. This screen shows the highest yields in the FTSE 100, with Legal & General leading away at 9%. Those in red have recently suffered a dividend cut, which can end up spooking investors. This can sometimes be the danger of buying shares with very high yields. The average yield of the FTSE 100 is currently 3.2%. My own portfolio is even lower at 2.9%. But as I've been investing for so long and companies generally raise their dividends over time, my yield on cost is now 6.3%. So what have I been buying this month? Well, basically, I've been reinvesting all my September dividends. Within the ISA, I bought Aviva and BP. Both these companies not only pay decent dividends, but their share prices seem to be on the rise. With my dividend yield currently below 3%, this should help bring it back up to my preferred 3 to 4% range. I've also bought a few more HSBC shares for the dividend and impressive share price growth this year. Outside the ISA, I've added more to my S&P 500 ETF. As you have already seen, my average monthly dividend income has now exceeded £1,500 a month. But how long did it take to reach each £100 increment? To find out, then click this video here.